Hello explorers! Today, for our guided relaxation sessions, I would like to talk about the topic of surrender. The word surrender means cease resistance to an enemy or opponent and submit to their authority. In other words, submission, to give oneself up, to yield, or to concede. Although a lot of people can view the word surrender as a negative, weak connotation, when put into the right context, it can be very healing and helpful to one's life and one's self. This word has come up several times during church, which is the topic that we are studying right now, and to give oneself up to God. It has also come up in an app that was recommended by my cousin. In the app, surrender is recommended to give oneself up in the course of your life, to allow positive energies to flow in, to follow the path of least resistance. In the context of church, which I've been attending the series, the context of surrender has been to give yourself up, your ego and your pride and everything about you to God, and giving it up to Him. Once you surrender, only then can you be free. Make sure you find a nice and comfortable position to sit down or lay down, and please feel free to remove yourself from all distractions. Silence or mute your phone and relax. Take a few deep breaths in and a few deep breaths out. Once you feel ready, calm and relaxed, let's begin. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Deep breath in and release. As I talk you through the topic of surrender, make sure you relax your body, spread out your limbs, and sink deeper and deeper into your seat or into the bed. During a guided relaxation session, I recommend that you close your eyes so that you are able to relax fully and the visuals don't stimulate your mind. However, everybody has their own way. You can also just take a look at the image on the screen as we go through this exercise. There are many different ways in which people think about the word surrender. When given enough thought, I thought of 4 ways that most people actually could interpret it. The first way to acknowledge surrender is in the history of our military. Surrender in military terms is the relinquishment of control over territory, fortifications, ships, or armament to another power. A surrender may be accomplished peacefully, without fighting, or it may be the result of defeat in battle. It is because of this history of our military that we give it a negative connotation. The next 3 meanings of surrender are the ones that I would like to use as examples. The second type of surrender is for recovery. It is the foundation and ground upon which recovery is built. The act of surrender and recovery is a willingness to give up the fight against a perceived threat and to feel whatever has allowed us to not feel fear, pain, the unknown, or lack of certainty. During this time in your life, if you are a person that can relate to being in a stage of recovery, many people think that the admission of defeat is a sign of weakness, and only the strong are the people that never surrender. However, this could not be further from the truth when it comes to a stage of recovery. There is no shame in asking for help or receiving help from others. We can't go through our lives doing everything alone. It is important to know that a surrender of pride and admission of defeat leads to an eventual life of freedom and forgiveness of yourself. The third type of surrender is surrender of life. Although we all want to succeed and become famous or be financially stable or have a long-lasting career, Sometimes life doesn't plan out the way we want it to. Sometimes we may feel that after years and years of trying so hard and forcing things to go our way, sometimes things just don't pan out the way we thought they would. This is due perhaps because our mentality is incorrect. We are forcing life to go our way when at the upside we should be going the way of our life and the way it is leading us. Something I have learned as of recently in the past 2 years is from my 2 cousins. They have taught me to go along with the path of least resistance. At first, I wasn't sure what that meant. As I dove deeper to search up more information about what the path of least resistance means, they told me that everything in life is supposed to happen in a certain way. The more we force it, the more life will resist against our wishes, and we will become blind to what is actually happening for us. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for your evolution of consciousness. Life will also give you whatever is needed for you to grow as a person and to change into a positive type of person as well. Our ego and our thoughts are always trying to make sense of everything. So when we choose a specific goal that we are working very hard towards, our mind automatically starts coming up with a plan of how it is going to happen. When this happens, most people try to force every single goal, try to force every single event in your life to happen, when in actuality, we should remain calm and patient to see what life brings to us. My recommendation is to know that when we are happy, we attract more opportunities to us. Instead of focusing on yourself and your life, focus on all the ways that you can do to help people, to make them happier or to make their lives easier. You can also see your job and career in these terms. The day flows faster when we are happier and sitting in acceptance of life. When we tend to go with the flow of our life instead of against it, our life runs more smoothly and progresses more quickly. It may eventually lead us to our dream job, to our dream partner, or to our dream life in general. It is never too late to start following the path of least resistance when it comes to life. We should just follow what is natural instead of forcing things to go how we think they should. Let go of entitlement and embrace surrender. Lastly, the 4th type of surrender comes in the form of spirituality. This message embodies all types of religions and all types of spiritual connections. To surrender in spirituality and religion means that a believer completely gives up his or her own will and subjects his thoughts, ideas, and deeds to the will and teachings of a higher power. I personally believe it as an emptying of oneself to allow something positive to live through you. Most people think of something negative when it comes to the word surrender. They think of giving up, losing, being humiliated, allowing yourself to be controlled, or perhaps being imprisoned in some type of emotion. But when used in a spiritual term, surrender means to give up everything and yourself that no longer serves you. If you have seen negative thoughts and actions when it comes to jealousy, anger, being impatient, then it's time to give that emotion up. Give it up so that positivity can enter your life. There is so much joy to surrender. It is a wonderful and positive feeling that you get when you simply let go. You let go of all limitations and you expand beyond your usual thoughts, beyond your usual limits that you set for yourself. Once you do that, you're open to infinite possibilities. When you surrender spiritually, you stop forcing solutions, situations, or limitations that you can't control, and instead, you have absolute trust and faith that there is a divine force taking care of everything in a beautiful, orchestrated manner. I know this better than anyone. I know that my ego and my pride, they like to control everything in my life. They also create boundaries and limitations in which I tend to imprison myself. But over these past few years, I have truly learned the word surrender, and even though I have not perfected it, I am on the path to working on it, and it's a lifelong path. But so far, it has taught me so many things about myself. It has taught me to reflect on my thoughts and my emotions, to be fearless, to be filled with joy, to be timeless, and to have an eternal type of motivation that can only come from spiritual growth. Because I'm able to surrender the worst parts of me, I am also allowing the best parts of the world to come through me. Positivity, encouragement, motivation, inspiration, kindness, compassion, and more. The path of surrender is not easy, but when you enter it a life full of potential joy that you never knew you could unlock. So as you take these last few breaths of relaxation in this guided session, I also want to encourage you to allow a life to flow through you in a positive manner. Do not force any actions, and remember that there's many types of surrender. Surrender in recovery, surrender in spirituality, and surrender in life. Let the natural forces of positivity enter your life willingly. Once you do, you will unlock a future full of potential and joy. I hope you have enjoyed this guided relaxation session with the topic of surrender. Feel free to listen to it as many times as you would like. When you are ready, open your eyes or sit up from your comfortable position, relax, and let the deep topic of surrender settle in to your spirit, to your heart, into your body, and into your mind. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. Also, press the little bell button to be notified when a new video comes out. Press like and comment on this video with your thoughts on the topic of surrender, and also let me know what other ideas for videos I should make. I encourage you to visit the website pearlife.com, our Pinterest page, and our Instagram page, where I will be posting the links to at the bottom. Goodbye, explorers!